Two, yeah, that's right. Two, pairwise. The chance of a molecule, three of them coming together and clicking simultaneously is significantly small under these conditions. Got to go to real high pressure before that begins to contribute much to the behavior test. That makes sense? All right. So at low to moderate densities, pairwise are the dominant ones. So the galactic free body and higher collisions. We can say that the van der Waals speed parameter is approximate. This is a good approximation for ordinary conditions. Yeah. This is approximate Avogadro's number times the excluded volume per molecule due to pairwise collisions. Well, it takes two to tango, so you can't have a pairwise collision without two molecules. So any time that excluded volume is experienced by a molecule within this pairwise collision, so I can write this as n times 1/2 the excluded volume per pair in a pairwise collision. So we know Avogadro's number, thanks to Perry and others who come after, and we probably get somebody to help us with the 1/2. And so the only thing we need to know is what is this excluded volume per pair. Here are the molecules. This is moving around freely. It's not saying anything. It doesn't know there's anything excluded this motion. The only time it knows that is when it was coming along just happy as a bug, and then it got right here and it was impeded. It's one this isn't going to that volume. We have to talk about its center of mass. Its center of mass could go into a bigger volume, right? This wonderful graphic that I made to try to show this. Hey, look at it. So here comes our attacker. He was out here before he hit. He was just happy as could be. And this one was happy as could be too. And then, boom, it hit. Right? Now it doesn't matter which one is attacking which one. The center of this one cannot get inside a sphere that is bigger than the molecule itself, right? As a matter of fact, if this is sigma, and here to here is how much? It's also sigma, right? So the diameter is equal to, well, say the radius is equal to sigma. The volume of the excluded pair if you just look at that pie graph, you say it's the volume of that shaded sphere, and that is 4/3 pi r pi sigma cubed. Everybody see that now? The volume of this is 4/3 sigma over 2 cubed. 1/4 of that volume. That's not one more. It's the excluded volume. It's where the molecules, when they're touching, then there's some volume that their centers cannot penetrate. It's that. Cool. Therefore, V van der Waals is equal to Avogadro's number times x times 1/2 of the excluded volume pair in the collision. And so it's equal to Avogadro's number times 1/2 or 4/3 pi sigma cubed. And that's taking half of that is given half of that volume of molecule 1, half volume 2, molecule 2 if you like. So this is per molecule in a collision. All right. So that's it. We've got V is equal to 2/3 pi m squiggle sigma cubed molecule minus 1. And that's the theoretical result of how big the molecule looks if you squeeze it in the Van der Waals experiment. Okay. Well, do you know anything about Van der Waals constants? I told you that they're experimentally available. Here's some from your textbook. Several. There's one here that's wrong, just obviously typo error. I'll tell you about that in the online notes you probably already read. And that was one for Krypton, I believe. But let's look at argon. That's the first thing here. So let's calculate argon. Well, we know that E is equal to 2/3 pi n sigma cubed per molecule. Therefore, sigma is equal to 3 times molecule over 2 pi. We don't want to put a power. Let's see what we got. There's 3. V is 3.2 times 10 to the minus 2 cubic decimeters per mole. That's like a liter per mole. So I write 0.032 cubic decimeters per mole. And molecule, that's a unit. Nobody writes those in it. You won't find that in any books you read. But everything you find there is wrong. 2 pi n to the 6 over 2 thereabouts times 10 to the 23rd. What are the units on? Yeah. Avogadro's number. What are the units?
Isn't it units per mole?
Pardon?
Like number of atoms per mole?
Oh, that's what the molecules here. It's the number of
Yeah.
A mole of chickens is Avogadro's number of chickens, okay? So a mole of our model gas is Avogadro's number of those molecules. And this molecule, oh, okay? And we have a bit of power on there. All right, let's see. Well, here's a per mole, because that's part of the Van der Waals B constant. Here's one to get rid of that, molecules per mole. But nobody puts that unit in, and so left over with taking the cube root of an inverse molecule. And I don't know how to do that. But you don't have to do that, because there's someone that counts it. That's all left over is a cube of a length. And so if I do that, so I get 2.94 times 10 to the minus 9 deciliters. Change that to meters, I know that there's 10 deciliters per meter. And so this is 2.94 times 10 minus 10 meters, and that's 2.94 actions. And I said, whoa, how big have you been told all your life? I said, average of molecules are small average of molecules. What sizes have you been told? Just range, order of magnitude. You can't be a student at chemistry without having a feel for the order of magnitude of atomic molecular sizes. You just can't be. You can be a practitioner of chemical vocabulary. You can't be a student of science chemistry if you don't have a feel. So what is that? Think about it. Well, the millimeter across. Oh, it's smaller now, aren't they? Are they a nanometer across? They're getting close. How big are they? You always measured them actions for 1,000 years until the do-gooders who said, no, you gotta get together and everything my way. How much is an actor? 10 to the minus 10 meters. 3 actors. See, if you were a real student of chemistry, you've been taught that all your life, yes.
Isn't it like the diameter of a?
Say again?
Isn't it like the size of a hydrogen atom? Like the size, like the cross?
Is what, an actor?
Yeah.
Well, if molecules have no size, then atoms have no size. Okay? But if you study your quantum mechanics, and you study the Bohr model, then the diameter of the ground state hydrogen atom is about 0.47. The radius is 0.47 actually, so the diameter is a little over 0.9, 98, and so it's about an action. Yeah, so the hydrogen atom is about an action in the Bohr model. A real hydrogen don't have any size. But most of the interesting part of it's crammed into a region about an action across. Argon's a bigger thing, it's got a bigger size. That should be very comforting. If it's not generally comforting, I'm sorry. Should be. Hang on. Okay. I'll ask you to show on home. The van der time or a nitrogen is about 3.142 angstroms, and you can determine that just from this number here for nitrogen. Okay. As a matter of fact, you could take this number, you could divide this number by that one and take the cube root and multiply it by our 294 and get the answer. Okay? And that's what it would be. A little bigger. And you say, well, how can that be? Nitrogen is a diatomic molecule. It ain't no sphere. No, it's not. But the van der Waals model is a sphere. That's how they do it. Well, I find it very comforting that something as crude as the van der Waals equation predicts a current size of molecules that is in the ballpark area of what we think it ought to be. I find that good. Go back to that table, and the peptide one is still wrong. And look at, say, the inert gases. There's argon somewhere, another down here is helium and neon and so on. And if you look at the A's and the B's, the A's tell you something about how deep these curves are. And the B's tell you what the sizes this is just entirely crudely done here, but I take those numbers and plot them out for the inert gases. Now, we were taught that a family of elements, the current chart shares some common properties, but there's a systematic variation. For sizes, you go from top to bottom of the family, they should get bigger, right? And their affinities to one another should get bigger. Why? Well, you don't know about that. And why the hell do neon atoms attract each other when they get close together? They're neutral, when they got anything. Well, that's because they're really sloppy. They're made of charged particles. The charged particles are moving very fast. The charged particles that are closest to one another are influencing one another, pulling or pushing, and they change the shapes of the atoms as they get together, and they polarize them. They always polarize them in a way so that on average there's net attraction, like static electricity. Not they turn into little footballs, but there's a tendency to do that. If you take that dipole moment over time and average it out, it turns out to pull it. Well, anyhow, these are weak, but helium doesn't fit. Helium should be over here. It should be smaller than neon. It does have a smaller attraction. That's good, but its size doesn't fit. Well, yes.
Because it's diatomic?
No, none of these are diatomic. These are all inert gases. None. You see, when you're learning vocabulary chemistry, in chemistry classes, they should have told you, if you look at the periodic chart over here and you go around that first period, that each of those atoms, each of those elements, is less like the ones in its immediate family below it than those are among themselves. So helium is less like the other gases than they are amongst themselves. And lithium is less like the alkaline metals than the others are amongst themselves. So, and this is partly justifies that rule of thumb. There's an explanation for that, but I can't go into it. All right. Now, folks, we've been here. This is 2 weeks. It's finishing up 2 weeks. And we have seen how starting with I think, other than some rules about how to do science, we've begun with description of the ideal gas. We have reduced the equation state of that, looked at period ramifications for other behaviors. We have looked at the inadequacies of it in terms of molecular attractions because or interactions which it doesn't exhibit. And we've traced little baby steps up a ladder to improve our understanding of the behavior of gases, arriving at the Van der Waals law, which is certainly not a good one by modern standards, and it's not the one you engineers will make a living at. There are others, variations from Van der Waals. But in spirit, they get there just by the contact into the occasion. So we've done all that, and then line up here with nothing more than that, where we're measuring the size of atoms and molecules, interpreting a lot of behavior. I think we made pretty good tracks in 2 weeks. Now, enough of that nonsense. Let's pick up on lecture 8, which I should have started on today. So you got your work cut out for. Now, this one will say it is on the web as well. Please read it. Come to class on Monday. Have any things you don't understand about, ask about it, then we'll go over that. I expect it'll be too fuzzy. So, the ideal gas molecules do not interact. They can have is no chemistry involving nitrogen gases. The molecules can never even come together. They're point masses. They have no, they can't coalesce, they can't form a liquid, they can't form a solid. They just exist only in your imagination. There is no ideal gas other than in your mind. Real molecules do interact, and chemistry can take place when they come together. God knows when you're going to be interested in that, and I'll talk about that. So having some reasonable feel for the effective or apparent size of molecules is very helpful when we begin talking about chemical reactions, and we will look at the rates at which they take place, for example. If they're gas phase reactions, that has to do with how often they collide. They don't collide, they don't react. So we can get some feel for these numbers as well, just from the Van Gogh equation. The stuff to do with that. So real molecules do interact. Van der Waals model molecules can interact. By collisions. And so this up the stage for possibly explaining something about chemical reactions. So consider a Van der Waals molecule moving with average speed of its gas. We're always talking about a gas in molecules in a box, volume V, temperature T. Really to the average. Now we know the average speed is 8 kT over pi m in a half hour. What is the probability collide with another and the differential time dt? Well, in differential time dt of molecule I moving the speed, the average moves how far? This is the average times dt, isn't it? Speed times time is distance. And speed time is similar of influence of diameter more so. I'm going to use big soft molecules that are not going to bind together so pretend they're hard. And so these molecules are moving, they might move past one another without touching. They come so their surfaces are infinitesimally separated, they still wouldn't touch. But if they're a little bit closer, they're going to touch. Active blow, blow apart. So that was one will help here. What this thing is, it's about twice the diameter of a tennis ball, not quite. And so if I imagine that's the ball is moving out this cylinder of influence, because any molecule whose, any other molecule whose center lies inside that is going to, be white. Well, that diameter is sigma. And area S equals pi sigma squared. And S is what we call the scattering cross-section of hard molecules. So let's draw that out. So here the molecule moving along goes this far